up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right. We've got another amazing show because we learn so much from our heroes, ones that are truly making an impact in the lives of others, building businesses, inventing things, and doing so many things for the community. Later on in the show, we've got Direct Source Wealth again, who's going to be sharing with us how to make money on our money and, most importantly, about time freedom and co-investing and stuff. By the way, too, thank you for the feedback we continue to get, too, from having the CEO of Isogenics on. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. The only place where entrepreneurs align. Well, our next hero, he's got quite a story. You see, he built a multi-million-dollar company and now is the CEO of a very special organization called Conscious Capitalism, and that's Alexander McCobin. You can reach him at consciouscapitalism.org, and of course, we'll have it on our website at Eliances.com. So, Alexander, help me understand. You've got two magic words, conscious and capitalism together. How does that work?
Conscious capitalism is a reinforcing term. It's recognizing the human nature of business and capitalism and leaning into that potential in our recommendations for how businesses should be run and the potential that capitalism has to elevate humanity going forward.
Now, tell us more about what the organization does, the foundation of it. I mean, you're the CEO. You work with many people that are part of Conscious Capitalism. Tell us about the movement.
This organization is a community of business leaders who are dedicated to the idea that we can elevate humanity through business. And Conscious Capitalism as an organization supports them in their endeavors to do that. So for business leaders who say they're trying to make the world a better place, we provide a peer-to-peer support network for them to meet other business leaders like themselves. Learning and development initiatives like workshops, case studies, and resources to help them better practice conscious capitalist principles like having a higher purpose than just maximizing net income, stakeholder orientation, conscious leadership, and conscious culture, and provide them with communications and PR support to help present their narrative of business being this positive force for good in the world and to encourage more people to want to go into business to make the world a better place.
Now, Alexander, what drove you, though, to, you built a very, successful company, $1 million company, and, now you're the CEO of the Conscious Capitalism, which you can be reached at consciouscapitalism.org. What drove you to become the CEO of that?
This was a coming home for me, really. When I was a teenager, I had this entrepreneurial drive. I started and ran several companies, both for-profits and nonprofits, but I didn't think that was the way to really make a difference in the world for a while. I decided to give up on that and instead go into, at the time, academia, started a PhD program in philosophy, thinking that was the way I could really tackle issues like justice, morality, and values. But I was exposed to conscious capitalism at the organization's first big conference in 2013 when I was doing research as a philosophy graduate student there on the moral underpinnings of business, and met so many business leaders who were building their organizations to do exactly what I cared about, to instantiate these ideals and principles in the world with tangible products, services, and cultures and organizations. And so after I was exposed to this community, it wasn't very long until I was no longer in the PhD program, and I was dedicating myself to one of the organizations I had started when I was an undergrad, built that up. And when Conscious Capitalism wanted to really expand and began searching for someone to come in and help scale this up, it was a no-brainer for me to be willing to make the transition and play a role in that, because this is everything I believed in and a combination of my entrepreneurial and academic pursuits coming together.
And I got to mention your previous company, Students for Liberty. You were the president. You co-founded it. I mean, you grew it to over 2,000 student groups, more than 1,400 trained student leaders in more than 100 countries on all 6 inhabited continents, which is absolutely just truly a miraculous feat. And now Conscious Capitalism also, you have supporters and partners that are major companies like Panera, which I always go to, Southwest Airlines, which I always fly, and Starbucks, which I go to every morning, the Container Store, and so many more. I mean, these are really name-recognized companies. What's the secret, though, to establishing partnerships like you've been able to do that with Conscious Capitalism?
These companies are the reasons why I was exposed to this as well, and they're just so inspiring. What's great is that these are businesses that have leaders involved that are already drawn to the principles of conscious capitalism. They were even practicing this philosophy before the term came about for it. And the way that they're coming together is because they recognize the potential of business as a force for good. And beyond these large national or international brands, we have so many other businesses that don't have that same profile that are having just as much of an impact in their communities to change people's lives, developing conscious cultures and making a positive impact on the world. And they're all coming together because they want to learn from one another. They want to support one another's growth and really think about how we elevate humanity through business.
Absolutely amazing. And you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. The only place where entrepreneurs align, because we're speaking with Alexander McCobin, the CEO of Conscious Capitalism. And you could reach him at consciouscapitalism.org. Or, of course, again, we'll have it on our website in the link at Eliances.com. And Alexander, talk to us, too, because Conscious Capitalism also has a number of events that take place. Talk to us about a couple of those events that are coming up and inform our listeners.
So we have everything from site visits to businesses around the globe. Next week, we're going to have business leaders go to Grayson Bakery in Yonkers, New York. They make all the brownies for Ben & Jerry's and are sold in Whole Foods to help business leaders learn about their open hiring philosophy, to learn about how Grayson Bakery doesn't have any interviews, background checks, or even resumes. They just hire the next person in line to give people not even a second chance, but a first chance in life. To large conferences like our CEO Summit coming up in Austin, Texas next month, where we're going to have no more than 300 CEOs and presidents of conscious businesses come together to share their experiences and learn from one another. To even our annual conference, which is going to your backyard, Phoenix, Arizona, next year from April 23rd to 25th, to where we're going to have more conscious capitalists in a single location than any other place in the world next year. And these are all opportunities to not only meet other conscious capitalists, but to really learn what this philosophy is, how to practice it, and how to lean into this and get support for building a conscious business afterward.
So make sure you go to consciouscapitalism.org to learn about those events, especially the ones that are coming up in Arizona. And we've got a little less than a minute left, Alexander. What do you think is the best way for millennials to have an opportunity to make their impact and really change the world? Because that's what you're doing.
As a millennial myself, I'm very excited that other millennials also see the potential of entrepreneurship and business to make a positive impact on the world. Simply asking themselves the question, what do I want the world to look like, and how do I get other people to organize to bring that about and overcome whatever obstacles there are? And conscious capitalism is here to support them as well as other generations to do that very same thing.
Excellent. Well, Alexander, you believe businesses can and should have a positive impact on the world. Alexander McCobin, you're a hero. Conscious Capitalism. Make sure you go to consciouscapitalism.org. Consciouscapitalism.org. This is David Kogan with Eliances.